There are several ways to measure a country's economic status. One of these is inflation rate. Hi, I'm Christian Lancian from BSC2C, and today we're going to talk about
Sumipa sa 4.2% ang inflation rate.
Look at the correlation between inflation and
Wow,
and focus
inflation.
in.
Finance Department na bababa ang inflation.
Sumipa sa 5.2% ang inflation rate nitong Hunyo.
Inflation for the poorest households actually
Now
got
on
worse.
inflation's implications on credit ratings, Moody's sub.
inflation basically measures how fast the prices of goods in the economy rise or fall. You can compare inflation with the speedometer. The higher the inflation rate, the more expensive products become. Likewise, the lower the inflation rate, the more affordable they are. Every month, the Philippine Statistics Authority tracks the prices of goods in the economy. Products like cup noodles, oil, rice, your mobile load are all factors in determining the inflation in the country. The combined prices of these products is what you call the Consumer Price Index or CPI. Some goods like rice are more valuable than others like house rent or mobile load. This graph shows the prices of goods from 1960 to 2017. In 2006, the base or reference year, the CPI was 100. How do you interpret this graph? If the CPI in 2014 was 148.6, it means that the goods were 48.6% more expensive than it was 8 years ago in 2006. The Consumer Price Index is what measures the changes in inflation rate between the different time periods, and this CPI is important in measuring the inflation rate. For example, if the inflation rate in January 2018 was 4%, the prices rose to 4% higher than it was in 2017. We've all heard every night on the news about inflation. In 2018, it keeps rising that people started complaining about how costly the basic goods have become. It rose to 6.7%, the highest in almost a decade in the Philippines. The government sets an expected inflation rate every year. The expected inflation rate in 2018 was 3% with a 1% margin of error. This means that the inflation rate should not be lower than 2% and not exceed 4%. However, in 2018, we saw an economic nightmare. In June, just the middle of the year, the Philippines surpassed that 4% expectation. The consumers feel the rise in the inflation rate in several ways. Oil prices were skyrocketing 3 years ago, which affected the overall health of the economy, as oil basically runs the workforce and transportation and the manufacturing industry in the Philippines. The prices of rice were also the highest in 3 years, and fewer groceries can be bought with the same amount of money you had years ago. The inflation can be attributed to different causes. One of these is the rise of prices of oil crudes in the international market and the weakening of the Philippine peso compared to other currencies like dollars. Another reason was the implementation of the Train Law or the tax reform law. Presently, during the COVID-19, the Bangko Sentral governor fears that 2022 might face a more threatening foe than virus.
Right now, the inflation is elevated because of food prices, and that's a result of the recent weather disturbances, and of course, partly also because of the international price of crude oil, or oil rather.
We might just see another wave of rising prices, hence inflation. The pandemic is a serious threat to the economy of the country as it is in the entire world. As part of the future workforce, this got me thinking about how we're going to stand amidst the impending crisis we might face. However, I believe that we Filipinos have already been through several bumps like these in the past, and we keep bouncing back. Once again, I'm Christian Lancian, and see you in the next time around.